All right, hopefully a quick video today, but it is going to be the Nike CEO2 stringing tutorial video. I decided to go back with the old school pattern, how I first originally started stringing my CEOs, for a couple of reasons. The first reason is this pattern works best in CEOs. The way the sidewall has this little niche all the way down, the knots just lay nice and flat into it. And stringing knots to the outside just like this is honestly my favorite way to do it. It's just the easiest, it's the fastest, it works effectively. You're more than welcome to use those patterns I used in the Burn FO and the Weapon X in this head, but just giving you a warning, the sidewall holes are much smaller in this head. And it's gonna be a pain in the butt fitting a sidewall string through the sidewall hole twice, unless you have crosslace. If you have crosslace, you can go ahead and do it. And for this pocket, it's completely STX, so I used STX stringing sidewall as well as STX memory mesh. This stuff's a little bit on the thick side. It's not intended to be face-off mesh, which is why I didn't string a normal pocket, which brings me to the next point. A lot of kids asked if I was gonna do a normal pattern in this head because it stays wide, and one of the biggest drawbacks of the CEO2 was it doesn't pinch down the ball as well as the OG CEO, and if those knots were to the inside of the head, it would definitely help it, which it would, but the head does get pinched over time, just like this. And if I strung this with a normal pocket, the ball's getting stuck every single time. Unless you have 4F, you might have a better chance of getting that ball out if you strung a normal pocket with it. Anything other than String King 4F, you should string to the outside. String King 4F, I never string to the outside in any of my heads. And I think that's it for everything I wanted to say before I got into stringing. So I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna show you guys how to string it. All right, step one, have a 9-diamond top string put into your head. This is a top string from the Sidewall Jedi. Dude's friggin' crazy stringer. On his Instagram page, he has an Instagram TV video on how to do this top string. If you're an advanced stringer, go ahead and try this out. But if you're a beginner, I wouldn't even recommend it. It's kind of hard, it's really advanced. But once you figure this out, you'll never wanna go back to using a normal 9-diamond top string. So I definitely recommend trying it out if you can. All right, so here we go. So first hole in the sidewall is occupied by our top string tie down. Our second hole is a skip, and our third is our sidewall string tie down. And so what we're gonna do now is we're going to skip the fourth and use the fifth, because we're gonna go down through the first 10-diamond row of mesh like that. We're gonna go around the front of the sidewall, come out through that fifth sidewall hole, and then go back up through the mesh. And hopefully it doesn't bunch up on you like mine just did. And you pull it down tight like so. So this knot is pretty much the only knot we're going to use for this entire pattern, with the exception of the final knot. But for the next one, I'm just going to go really slow one more time, and then I'll kind of pick up the pace. So you're going to go down through the 10-diamond row again, go around the front. You're skipping 6, going through 7, come through 7, go up through here, then up and through that mesh, diamond, then pull that tight. There you go. So there's your first 2 knots, the exact same ones right after another. Then we're gonna do the same exact thing, and this is technically our last knot for our channel. So we're gonna go down through the 10-diamond, come around through the front, skip this hole, come through this one, like so, and then come up through the mesh. And pull that tight. And that's what we have so far. We have our 3 knots pulled down nice and tight, and there's a skip in between each one. Just like that. Boom, perfect. So now we're gonna start forming our pocket. We're gonna do that same exact knot 4 times in a row without skipping any sidewall holes. So down through the 10, around the front, go through the next, up to the mesh, pull it tight. And here's a nice little trick too. Once you start getting down towards the pocket, you want to start taking the mesh and pulling it to the inside to get these knots to lay nice and flush. So after you lock it down, just hold it in one hand and just start tugging on the mesh a bit. Go down our next one. Up the front. Pull it over. Tighten it down again. Pull it over. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Next one. Around. Out the front. Lock down our mesh again. Pull it towards us. Give it a little more. Pull it towards us. There we go. Then one last one. Down to the mesh. Pull it. Get the lay flush. So that's what we have so far. Here's how the inside looks. And that's what we have. All right, perfect. So the next knot, I change up a bit because the strut ends here. And I don't like to take the loop and wrap it around up here and stuff. I like it to look nice and clean and lay nice and flat to the head. We're gonna go down through the next 10 diamond row mesh, pull it up a bit, and then without going through the head yet, we're gonna go down through our next 10 diamond row mesh. And then we're taking our string, we're going into this little V right here, pulling through here, and then we're skipping 2 holes. So 1, 2, go through this one. Through there, pull it tight, and then finish it back up through the mesh. Now this one you really have to make sure you're pulling hard, the mesh at least towards you, to get the lay nice and flush. There you have it. It's kind of like a 1 SI. And that's it for our pattern, at least. Now let's go ahead and just tie it off. So you have one more sidewall hole down here. We're gonna go from the outside in, through it, pull it nice and tight, and then we're gonna go down through the first bottom string hole right here, and then tie a knot to end it off. Down through. I'm gonna tie it off real quick. Alrighty, so we have it tied off back here. And this is what sidewall should look like. All outside knots. There's the inside. Alrighty, just put the bottom string in. This is how it looks. Pretty sweet. Really nice channel. Yeah, it turned out really good. Here is how deep it is. Here's a hold. Here's on the back side. Here's the shelf. Good. So here's how the head looks once you start breaking it in. This is STX memory mesh. Same exact string pattern, same everything. Balls in the back, just fine. Pop to catch it, no problem. It does take a little bit more effort than the usual because the head is so pinched and this mesh is thicker, which is why I don't recommend using STX memory mesh, but the ball still comes out, just not as fluent as expected. One last look at the pocket till the end of the video. Nice little mid-low, pretty clean stringing, great channel. Yep, that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys in next week's video. Till then, kids, get them dirty.